This reminds me of a tweet that Academic sent out, and he basically said that he found it interesting about all the rappers that he talks to that have told him about attempted robberies that's happened to him out in LA. And a lot of them just don't really speak out because they're kind of embarrassed of it.
Of course.
How often do you think something like this happens?
Well, in the exact current climate, it'd be hard to just put some type of exact time frame or reoccurrence type time. I can just let you know, shout out to Rick Rude, producer Rick Rude. He has a lot of credits, Grammy nominated. In particular, for he has credits for being the producer of Cater to You, Destiny's Child. He's a very accomplished producer, but he also has become a good partner, constituent, friend of mine, industry-wise. We work together, utilize his studio quite often, and his name kind of preceded my introduction to him. I was aware of his status as a producer in the game before I met him. So when I was introduced to him and I began working with him, I had a very professional posture. As him being a producer and an engineer, I was coming to the studio to work. And the majority of our conversation was professional, and it didn't really drift off into much casual conversation. But after our third or fourth session which probably spanned over a few months, I can recall being in the booth one day rapping or talking, and I just remember I'm standing there with Rick Rude, and we talking, and he like, wait a minute, your brother is the Spider that used to be known for jacking and robbing and taking chains? I'm like, yeah. And Rick Rude is not a gangster. He's not affiliated with no gang, but because of his position as a producer, he been tapped in through rappers in the streets for years with niggas from all over. But he was like, that's your brother? And I'm like, I'm kind of shocked that he was like aware of that. I'm like, yeah, why, what's up? He was like, bro, I promise you right hand to God, it was a period of time out here in LA where it was known niggas was buying fake jewelry because of your brother. Niggas wouldn't work, they wouldn't even taking chances on having no real, yeah. And I'm putting Rick Rude, ask anybody that know me, that know Rick, ask him in my line. He was like, and that's a time, I knew the time frame that he referring to. However, I wasn't aware that that was the general perception of a lot of the industry pockets. Nobody told us that, but Rick Rude let me know. He was like, yeah, nigga, it was a time out here because of your brother, because people knew they was wearing fake jewelry in general. So I just want to say, think about it, BET Awards, all that shit they have out here, Super Bowl, Staples Center, anything, then the niggas that's just coming back and forth to be in Beverly Hills, man, that shit goes down left and right. Ask Nas, even if it ain't like this. You see what happened to T. Grizzly. They would be, when you gone, they would get in there. That little Egyptian head Nas pendant that he was made popular the last few years, it was taken from his home yesterday, this a few years ago. I had nothing to do with it being taken, didn't know it was about to be taken, but guess what? I had it in my hand the very next day. Nas will tell you, they'd have been in Nas shit. Ask Jazze Faye what happened to him at the Grand Lux restaurant in Beverly Hills. He was enjoying fine dining in Beverly Hills in an exquisite elite establishment at a table. And niggas that had on more jewelry than him drew down on him in the restaurant and robbed him.
Damn.
Look, I come from a culture of niggas who go into the jewelry store in the Diamond District looking like a hip hop star with so much jewelry on, to where the jewelers get comfortable pulling everything out, letting them put on all kind of watches. What? We out of here. Look, you hear me saying this, right? And I'm saying this, I know, on a public platform that's, internet. This Camp Capone. You have a brand that you push and people know what they get from you. But what I'm trying to tell y'all, world, all of LA know what I'm talking about. This ain't no secret. Cause I'm just telling you, like, I'm not saying it's me. My name's Spider though. And my brother on my mama is notoriously known for being, if not the nigga, one of the niggas that had his hand on all this type of energy and this. My brother been in prison since '05, so I'm talking about '05 back. So from like in the late 90s to like 2005, niggas knew you come to LA, it'd be better if your jury was fake. And my brother had a lot to do with that temperature being set out here, amongst other people. And I'm only comfortable speaking on my bloodline because I know the exact energy, what he's comfortable with me sharing. So I don't want to blast nobody else who might not be comfortable, but I don't want to rob nobody else of their credit either that want their credit. I don't want, I ain't want to blast none of my boys, but it ain't just my bro. But everybody know my bro was like at the top of that. He's one of the ones at the top of that. Like, yeah, niggas knew. Like, yeah, we need that.